Hey there everybody, and welcome back to Kharak Cup number 9. We're going to be casting round 2 today, but unfortunately we haven't gotten one of the replays from Maze yet, between him and Ginger Sod, I think, so we aren't going to be able to cast that one today, but we'll get to the other 3. So to start it all off here, it's going to be Hottest Man Ever as the Galzian versus Shrike as the Coalition. And now he tells me he didn't know that this was Sparrow's colors, but FAKE NEWS! No, I'm just kidding. I wonder how you say fake news in Russian. Anyhow, so up here in the north we're going to have Maze playing with the kind of like Saban looking colors. In fact, I think that is just the Saban colors. And then down here in the south, we got Hottest Man Ever playing in his classic Assault Ship Rush color. No, but that's definitely what he's going to do, and we all know it. 2 salvages onto RUs, so nothing special there. As for Shrike, it's going to be early LAV fabrication, which should bode well for him because he should be seeing this coming out pretty soon. I think Coalition shouldn't have a hard time holding this off just using a turret here, but he's going to want to keep that base runner back at home for it. And I think Hottest Man Ever is a player who, like, we should know by this point is going to do this strategy. It shouldn't really be a surprise to us, so probably... Oh, tragically, I just realized, yeah, his base runner's way over here. He forgot to salvage that one, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, Hottest Man Ever is one of these players that we should suspect that we're going to see this kind of a rush from him. And as you can see, yeah, he'd have the resources for that right now if he had retired that base runner. He can do a quick drop, of course, with the RUs. So that's a little bit unfortunate for him. But he's a player, I've started saying this like 4 times, that we know every single time he's going to go for this Assault Ship Rush, so you can counter-strat against him pretty well. And I think that moving the base runner out like this, especially when your opponent's going to catch it on a scanner, which, to be fair, he couldn't have known the position of that, but you do kind of assume it's going to be nearby. I think that's a little bit silly because you sort of ought to know what's happening. And indeed, Shrike is going to go for an AAV rush here. And I think that the 1PC Assault Ship Rush is a pretty good counter to this. Seems as though Shrike not terribly aware of what strategy his opponent is going to be going for here. Assault Ship Tech is on the way, mind you, a little bit slower than it could have been, but still going to finish about 40 seconds. So there's a window of about 20 seconds that AAV fabrication will be done. That is enough time probably to make one of them. But then the Assault Ships will be out, and that is going to be tricky times for Shrike here. Also important to note, this Salvager won't get healed unless it comes out to that side of the carrier, so there has already been a bit of mining time. Oh, in fact, power not even in the repairs there, so there has been a bit of mining time lost right here. If I were Shrike, I'd switch into repairs right now. I think he's going to lose the Salvager anyway. Off he goes. Yeah, no switch. AV Tech is finished, and he is making one of those. It's going to be out in about like 5 seconds or something. Henry Ford would be very proud. Base runner are going to pick up that artifact and score it, which is going to be very relevant, but I think a turret would have been better here. That Assault Ship on the way with a support cruiser coming out too. I think this is pretty much exactly what Hottest Man Ever is going to want. But he's getting a bit distracted here. These guys are going to run out and try to take out that base run, and that leaves the production cruiser a little bit vulnerable. This could be bad for Hottest Man Ever, but I think he's going to come out just fine, especially with that Assault Ship popping out right here. I'm going to do quite a lot of damage to these LAVs. So here come the Sand Skimmers to give some grief to that base runner. No opportunity for a turret to be put down. And I guess actually I can see the logic in this, of course. You don't want a turret to go down, you know, you don't want that artifact to get scored, just go ahead and take out the base runner. So I guess it does actually make a bit of sense here. Being a little bit sloppy with this Assault Ship, I think it's going to die here probably to these LAVs, which is never really what you want. Second one is out on the way, by the way. And railgun fabrication being researched, that's what you'd want to see. One of these armored assaults is going to slip past here, which is very good for Shrike. But the artifact does go down, this Assault Ship not going to get killed here. And right now, I'd love to see Hottest Man Ever be pushing in already with these units. At least with 2 of them, like you can do a lot with 2 of them. Get the defenses level 1 on them, and then just like push in. And I think you can take out that eco quite nicely. Instead, he's going to wait, which gives his opponent time to get railgun fabrication out. And we saw this in the last game, too. So perhaps this is something that he's doing to kind of mix up his strategy, but I really don't like it. I think it's better that you go in there and let all 3 of these guys die to get that value than that you play it a bit safer and then get railguns out. I think that's not really the best choice here. I'm going to rotate his carrier so that it can attack with the missiles without any power in the range. That's very good. Power Reserve 1, though, still probably not a bad idea right here. Assault Ships are going to get in there, and they're going to be able to do damage. He wants to make sure that heavy railgun's targeting the rail. There we go. A little bit slow on that, but he is going to get the Assault Ships into position, so that should go down without too much Not too much of a fight. And actually, that means he can take out the second one too, which is good. And now he's attacking the carrier, actually, so that's not bad at all. AAV did go down, of course. I think it got one salvager, though. And yeah, you know, actually, this is looking not bad at all. If he just targets... See, he's targeting a salvager here. Railguns are dumb. You have to tell them what to do, like, all the time. Even a logistics module is going to go down, and that's not a small thing. He probably wants to make another assault ship here, because you should recognize he's a little out of position. Well, he's got a Sandscape, it's not bad. But yeah, he's going to want to be targeting the support cruiser, I would have thought. Oh, he's not got it in vision, I can see. I can see that now. But yeah, his Sandscammer should be able to take a fight with one LAV all day long, because if these guys get even one hit on it, which is not very common, but occasionally they will, right? Then that'll be enough to score the kill on it. Sandscammer's going to dance around here to take out that railgun, which I quite approve of. And it looks like he will have this one in the bag. Could have been a bit smoother, but I think he's done very well. And yep, Shrike knows it too. He's going to choose to GG out of the game right there. And like I said, going for an AAV rush against Hottest Man Ever, I don't think that's really very recommended. Just because you know he's going to do this. He does it every time. And Assault Ship's definitely a very good counter to those AAVs. You're not going to want to try to take that fight.